Hello everyone, welcome. Today we shall tell you about the rules of grammar. In this episode, we will talk about a very important component of English grammar, the tense. This topic will be discussed in 3 episodes. This episode deals with the present tense, its forms and uses. The second episode will deal with the simple past, past continuous and past perfect tense. And the third episode will deal with past perfect continuous, simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous tense, their forms and uses. In order to understand the importance of this topic in English grammar, an attempt will be made to discuss it intensively. I am Sakshi Mandwal and our subject expert today is Sabah Tariq, lecturer for English at Jamia Hamdard University. In today's session, we will be going to cover the meaning of tense, different forms of the verb, types of tenses, definition and uses of the present tense. This is very obvious that if we want to learn a language, learning grammar of that language becomes an earnest need. The tense is one of the most important components of grammar. It is very essential for a learner to understand the tenses thoroughly. What is tense? Tense refers to the time of an action or a state of being in the past, present or future. The verb in a sentence expresses an action or event or state. It also expresses the time to which these belong. That is to say, it tells us whether an action or event took place some time ago, that is, in the past, or whether it takes place now, that is, in the present, or again, whether it will take place sometime from now, that is, in the future. The verb shows the time by certain forms it takes. These forms are called the tense forms of the verb. There are 4 tense forms of which English verb take. The dictionary or root or base form. This is the form which the verb takes in the simple present tense. It is also called the bare infinitive form. For example, I eat an apple. The old men walk slowly. They go to the temple. We go to the market. The girls wash their clothes. The boys watch the television. In these sentences, the verb eat, walk, go, etc. express the action done in the present time without indicating the state of action. It does not tell us anything about the completeness or incompleteness of the action. Hence, the verb is said to be in the simple present tense. This form of the verb, however, takes an S or ES after it when the subject of the verb is in the third person singular. For example, the old man walks slowly. My mother cooks the food. She works for Union Bank of India. She needs a lot of training. The baker bakes a cake. An architect designs buildings. The simple past form. Examples: I ate an apple. The old man walked slowly. He needed a lot of training. They went to the market. My mother cooked the food. The present participle, ing form. This is the form the verb takes when it combines with the auxiliary be to form the present continuous or the past continuous tense. Examples: we are buying clothes. Mother is writing a letter. She is singing a nice song. I am doing my work. The students are making a lot of noise. She is taking a lot of time to get ready for the party. I am coming to meet you in the evening. The ing form shows that the action is still going or continuing. That is, the action is incomplete, unfinished, imperfect or continuous. Hence, the verb is said to be in the present continuous or past continuous tense. The past participle form. This is the form the verb takes when it combines with the auxiliary have to form the present perfect or the past perfect tense. For example, she has written a letter. He has posted the letter. They have broken the rules. We had seen the film before. I had talked to him personally. We have learnt English. They have done their work. Formation of the simple past and past participle forms. In the case of most verbs in English, the past tense and past participle forms are formed by the addition of D or ED to the dictionary or simple present form with a change in spelling in some cases. Such verbs are called regular verbs. For example, simple present, act, defy, complete. Simple past, acted, defied, completed. Past participle, acted, defied, completed. A large number of verbs form their past tense and past participle form in other ways. Such verbs are called irregular verbs. There are no particular rules to guide the learner in finding these forms. These forms can be learned by familiarity. Here are some examples. Present tense, plain form. Arise, awake, run, wear, ride, saw, set. Past tense, ED form. Arose, awoke, awaked, ran, wore, rode, sawed, set. Past participle, EN form. Arisen, awoke, awaked, run, worn, ridden, sawn, set, etc. According to the rules of grammar, every tense has its own form of verb. It is an indispensable need of a learner to memorize the different forms of the verbs. Types and uses of the tense. There are three main tenses in English. 1. The present tense, as Tom works hard. 2. The past tense, as Tom worked hard. 3. The future tense, as Tom will work hard. To understand the tenses extensively, one needs to do a comprehensive study of every tense. The present tense. The present tense is used to refer to an action or a state of being at the time of speaking. This tense is further categorized into four forms. A. Simple present or present indefinite tense. B. Present continuous tense. C. Present perfect tense. D. Present perfect continuous tense.
We use present simple to describe things that are always true or situations that exist now and, as far as we know, will go on indefinitely. We use the present simple to talk about habits or things that happen on a regular basis. We often use the present simple with verbs that perform the action they describe. We often prefer to use present simple to describe states. I really enjoy traveling. Other state verbs like agree, assume, disagree, feel, hope, know, realize, etc. could also be employed. When we tell a story or joke, we often describe the main event using the present simple. The present simple is used to report what we have heard or what we have read.
Simple present or present indefinite tense. A. Amit gets up early in the morning. He takes bed tea in the morning every day. I go to my college every day. My class starts at 10 a.m. In these sentences, the simple present tense expresses habitual action. This is the main use of this tense. But the tense does not necessarily tell us whether or not the action is being performed at the moment of speaking. B. The sun rises in the east. The moon moves round the earth. God loves all men. In these sentences, the tense expresses a permanent or universal truth. C. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. 2 and 2 makes 4. Dogs bark when they see strangers. In these sentences, the tense refers to the verifiable truths or scientific facts. D. Calcutta stands on the banks of the Hooghly. I live near a masjid. In these sentences, the simple present tense is used to talk about locations, usually permanent locations. E. Snakes hibernate in winter. Migratory birds visit warm countries in winter. In these sentences, the tense is expressing a regular action. F. The Muslims celebrate the last day of Ramadan as the day of Eid. Indians celebrate 15th August as Independence Day. Here, simple present tense is used to show a ritual. G. Bengalis eat rice and fish curry as a staple diet. In the sentences above, the tense is used to show a characteristic. H. For a newspaper headline, for example, tsunami devastates many areas. I. Simple present tense is used to express what is actually happening at the present moment, as, see how it rains, see how sweetly Mary sings. J. The sun sets a little after 6 these days. In this sentence, the tense is used to express a fact that is true at the time of speaking. K. The platform ticket costs 100 rupees per person. Sugar costs 40 rupees per kg. Here the tense expresses a temporary truth. I. The Pain Saxena releases his book at the book launch today. I meet you in the evening. See you tomorrow. Here simple present tense is used to show a pre-scheduled future action or event. M. Fight with me once again and I stop talking to you. Here simple present tense is used for a warning. N. Likes or dislikes. For example, Sheila likes ice creams. I don't like his behavior. She loves me. O. For a proverb. For example, a bird in hand is better than 2 in the bush. Birds of a feather flock together. P. To describe professional activities or duties. For example, the police keep peace in the society. The speaker conducts a session in the parliament. Q. To describe events as they are actually going on. For example, Ashok passes the ball to Ravi and Ravi throws it right on the stumps and Mohan is out. This tense is often used in running commentaries during sport events. R. Portia made a moving speech before the judge. She appealed to Shylock to accept the money that Antonio was ready to give, but Shylock rejected her pleas. Now Shylock comes forward with a pair of seals in one hand and a knife in the other. He moves towards Antonio. Just then Portia tells him, "Tarry Jew," and the Jew stops. The present perfect in the last 3 sentences describes a past event in a vivid and dramatic manner. When used in this way, the tense is called the historic present. S. I teach at a college. Here simple present tense is used to show more permanency rather than I am teaching at a college. Formation of the simple present. Positive form. Normally, this tense is formed by using the base form of the verb after the subject. But with third person singular subject, he, she, it, etc., s or es is added to the base form. For example, I read, we read, you read, he or she reads, they read, Ram reads, Ram and Sham reads, the lion roars. Interrogative form. To make question or interrogative of this tense, do or does is placed in the beginning of the sentence and the base form of the verb is used without any inflection. For example, do I read? Do we read? Do you read? Does she or he or it read? Does Ram read? Does the lion roar? Negative form. To make negative of this tense, do not, does not is used before the base form of the verb without any inflection. For example, I do not read, we do not read, you do not read, he or she does not read, they do not read, Ram does not read, Ram and Shyam do not read, the lion does not roar. Negative interrogative form. We make negative interrogative of this tense by shifting do or does in the negative sentence to the beginning of the sentence. Do I not read? Do we not read? Do you not read? Does he or she does not read? Do they not read? Does Ram not read? Do Ram and Shyam not read? Do they not read? Does the lion not roar? Present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is also called the present progressive tense. It refers to an action that is going on at the time of speaking. For example, my father is taking a bath. They are doing their homework. I am doing my homework too. She is singing a song. I am playing cricket. In these sentences, the verb is in present progressive or the present continuous tense. The form of the verb is or are or am plus verb first form plus ing. In the above sentences, taking, doing, washing, singing, playing refers to the continuity of action at the time of speaking. Uses of present continuous tense. A. Father is reading a newspaper. The children are playing in the garden. I am writing a letter now. He is taking a bath now. Here, the present continuous tense is used to describe an action that is in progress at the time of speaking. The attention is being drawn to the continuity of the action. B. My mother is writing a novel nowadays. The college authorities are building a new hostel. I am reading a very interesting book nowadays. These days, I am revising my course. Here, the present continuous tense is used to describe an action that is in progress and will be continued, but not necessarily going on at the time of speaking. This tense refers to a long-term continuing action that started before the time of speaking and is expected to continue for some time after the time of speaking. See, I am buying a new dress this week. She is visiting us tomorrow. I am going to Mumbai on Tuesday. We are playing a friendly match next week. In the above sentences, the present continuous tense is used to refer to a definite plan in near future. D. He is going to be a failure in life. This book is going to be a big hit. The present continuous tense is used to make a prediction. E. The boys are always complaining about the food. My brother is constantly watching television. When the present continuous is used with always, constantly, repeatedly, regularly, it carries a suggestion of disapproval of the action. For example, the first sentence implies that the boys are making complaints too often. The second implies that the boy is spending too much time in front of the TV. Formation of the present continuous tense. Positive form. This tense is formed by using the ing form of the verb after is, are, am, after the subject. For example, I am sleeping, we are sleeping, you are sleeping, he or she or it is sleeping, they are sleeping. Interrogative form. To make the interrogative form of this tense in present continuous, we shift is, are, am to the beginning of the sentence. For example, am I sleeping? Are we sleeping? Are you sleeping? Is he, she or it sleeping? Are they sleeping? Negative form. To make the negative form of this tense in present continuous, we use not between is, are, am and the ing form of the verb. For example, I am not sleeping. We are not sleeping. You are not sleeping. He or she or it is not sleeping. They are not sleeping. Negative interrogative form. The negative and interrogative of this tense is formed by shifting is, am, are in the negative sentence to the beginning of the sentence. For example, am I not sleeping? Are we not sleeping? Are you not sleeping? Is he or she or it not sleeping? Are they not sleeping? Present perfect tense. The present perfect tense refers to an action or event that started at some time in past, was completed not much before the time of speaking, and the impact of which is retained at the time of speaking. For example, they have visited Singapore recently. I have been to Mumbai once. They have finished their work. I have completed my assignment. The given sentences refer to a completed action at an indefinite time in the past. None of these sentences give you any specific information about the exact time of the beginning or completion of the action. Uses of the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense is used A. to mention something that happened in the past about which we do not want to state a specific time. For example, I have done my homework with care. He has gone for a morning walk. I have never seen him so angry. B. To show an action that has just been completed in the immediate past. The tense is often used with adverbs like just, lately, already, recently, yet, etc. For examples, he has bought a new car recently. Meera has just gone out. C. To show an action begun in the past but still going on. He has been absent since last week. D. For past actions where the time is not given or is not definite. I have seen the Taj Mahal. Sunil has visited many countries. I have eaten Chinese food. E. To refer to a repeated action that continues till the present time. She has practiced her role several times. Formation of the present perfect tense. Positive form. This tense is formed by using the third form of the verb after the auxiliary verb has or have. We use has with third person singular subject he, she, it, etc. For example, you have prayed, he has prayed, they have prayed. Interrogative form. To make the interrogative form of this tense in the present perfect tense, we shift has or have to the beginning of the sentence. For example, have you prayed? Has he prayed? Have they have prayed? Negative form. To make the negative form of this tense in present perfect, we use not after the auxiliary form has or have. For example, you have not prayed, he has not prayed, they have not prayed. Negative interrogative form. The negative and interrogative of this tense is formed by shifting has or have in the negative sentence to the beginning of the sentence. For example, have you not prayed? Has he not prayed? Have they not prayed? Present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense refers to an action or event or condition that started in the past and is going on at the time of speaking. Sentences in the present perfect continuous usually carry an indication of the duration, such as for 20 minutes, for 2 hours, since last month, and so on. For examples, Reena has been washing her clothes since 11 a.m. She has been waiting for the bus for the last 2 hours. It should be noticed that the actions that started in the past and are continuing without interruption till the present time. They also refer to a specific duration or a starting point of the action. Uses of present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is used A. when we want to talk about an activity or situation that started at some time in the past and is still happening now. For example, we have been living in Chennai since 2001. I have been suffering from fever since last Monday. Mr. Luthra has been talking to some guests since 7 a.m. B. When a reference is made to an action that ended just before the time of speaking. For example, the nation has been keeping a close watch over the election results. The results are out and therefore the watch has ended. Note, words such as since and for are used with present perfect tense. Since is used to refer to the time of the beginning of an action or event. For is used to denote the duration of an action. Examples: I have been studying since 12 noon. She has been studying for 2 hours. I have been living in this house for the last 2 months. Formation of the present perfect continuous tense. Positive form. This tense is formed by using the ing form of the verb after the auxiliary verb has been or have been. You have been waiting throughout the day. He has been waiting since morning. They have been waiting for a long time. Interrogative form. To make the interrogative form of this tense in present perfect tense, we shift has or have to the beginning of the sentence. For example, have you been waiting throughout the day? Has he been waiting since morning? Have they been waiting for a long time? Negative form. To make the negative form of this tense in present perfect continuous, we use not after the auxiliary form has or have. For example, you have not been waiting throughout the day. He has not been waiting since morning. They have not been waiting for a long time. Negative interrogative form. The negative and interrogative of this tense is formed by shifting has or have in the negative sentence to the beginning of the sentence. For example, have you not been waiting throughout the day? Has he not been waiting since morning? Have they not been waiting for a long time? Conclusion. Thus, in this episode, we have talked about the extensive uses of the present tense. After this episode, the student should understand that simple present tense is used for habitual actions, universal truths, scientific facts, regular actions, rituals and characteristics, headlines and proverbs, temporary truths, and for a scheduled future action, etc. The present continuous is used for an action that is in progress at the time of speaking, for an action which is in progress and will continue, but not necessarily at the time of speaking, for a definite plan in near future, for certain words like constantly, regularly, etc. The present perfect tense can be used to mention something that happened in the past but time of which is not specified, to show an action which began in the past but is still going on, and with the words like just, already, recently, etc. And the present perfect continuous can be used for an action that was started at some time in the past and is still happening, and in a sentence where a reference is made to an action that ended just before the time of speaking. These uses must be understood by the learners properly so that they can attain confidence that they are using proper tense in a particular situation. In the next episode, we will talk about the past tense and the future tense, their different forms and uses. That's all that we had for you today. We hope you found the session useful.